Okay. Here's some vocab that you need to know. Cost of production, what it costs to make or produce the product, and a profit. That means the price minus the cost of production. So back to our lemonade stand example. If you had a lemonade stand and you were selling those little cups for $1 a piece, well, did you actually just make $1 every time you sold one? No, you have to think of the cost of the cup, the cost of the actual lemonade. Those are all the costs of production, that profit that you get to keep when all of your costs are done. Okay, and okay, so what causes a supply curve to shift? What causes it to go left or right? We talked about what it looks like and what happens when it goes left or right, but now these are the causes that will cause it to go left or right. A change or a shift in supply, move the whole curve, is caused by a change in market conditions, meaning that a change in the cost of production is the biggest thing that's going to change the supply curve. So if it becomes more expensive to produce, supply will decrease. If it becomes less expensive to produce, supply will increase. And down here now we have 4 ways that the cost of production could change. It could change because of new technology. It could change because the cost of the materials to build it or make it changed. It could change, supply could change because of the number of producers got involved, or government policies such as taxes and subsidies and regulations got involved. Also, expectations of future prices, meaning that if you have a lemonade stand and you heard in the news that people are willing and able to go and buy lemonade for $5, well, more people are going to get in the game then, and they're going to start making more lemonade. So what you really, really, really need to understand from this is this one right here. A change in the costs of production. Okay? If you only remember one thing from this slide, this is what you need right here. A change in the costs of production, which is this sentence right here. If it becomes more expensive to produce, supply will decrease. If it becomes less expensive to produce, supply will increase. Okay, so let's get some practice here. Here's your scenario. What would happen to the supply of copper widgets if the price of copper went up? All right, so what you do is you can graph it out, supply, price, quantity. All right, so the price of copper going up, if your widgets are made out of copper, that means that the cost of production goes up. It costs more to produce the widgets, which means you can't make as much profit, which means that the supply would decrease, which of course looks like this, a leftward shift. So your answer to the question is supply would decrease. Those are the words. And then over on our graph, we gave our answer with a graph showing that supply would decrease. Okay, next one. Scenario, what would happen to the supply of widgets if a new automatic widget maker was just invented? Well, that's technology. Technology assumes that it's going to become cheaper and easier to produce things. So if a new automatic widget maker was just invented, you can assume that now it is easier and cheaper to make widgets, which will cause an increase in supply. So your answer is supply will increase, and then you show that with a graph, your simple price, quantity, supply 1, and then an increase in supply is a rightward shift, supply 2. All right, next one. What would happen to the supply of widgets if the government started taxing widgets? If they're going to tax those widgets, that means that they get less profit. The cost of production increase. If cost of production increases, supply goes down. So here's your supply 1, here's your supply 2. There is your supply decreasing graph. So also written out, it would be supply would decrease. Okay, next one. What would happen to the supply of widgets if a celebrity said, I love widgets, everyone should get a widget? This is a trick question. Because the answer is nothing. Nothing would happen to the supply of widgets. Because if they are talking about a celebrity saying, I love widgets, everyone should get a widget, that is talking about demand. And what that looks like in a graph, which is our next step, is putting this all together. Price, quantity, supply, demand. Well, the supply curve is not going to change because this question has nothing to do, excuse me, this question has nothing to do with the cost of production of widgets. This has to do with the popularity of widgets, which causes an increase in demand. So there's your D2 now. And it will affect the price and the quantity, but it will not affect the supply. So that is a trick question. The answer is nothing because it causes an increase in demand. It does not change the supply curve, which brings us into our next topic that we will be talking about. All right, that's it for supply and the law of supply and what changes or causes a change in supply.